everyone, welcome back. In the last few episodes, we covered what n8n is and how it works and how to set up. But today we are stepping into something really different and powerful, which is AI agents. By end of this video, you'll know exactly what an agent is, how it thinks, and why it's fundamentally different from regular automation. So let's get started with the video. First up, we'll try to understand that what is an AI agent. Think about like this, that you have a regular automation. And when you do any regular automation, which you would start doing soon in the course, you have to define every step. So there is a reasoning. So if this happens, do X, else do Y. But an AI agent, that works differently. In the backend, it uses a large language model, often called LLM, like GPT-4, which is one of the LLMs. It can use Claude, it can use any Gemini, it can use any other LLM as its brain. And that would give it reasoning. So you give it a goal, which is your task that you want to perform. What it is going to first do is it's going to perceive, which means it is going to read your input or the task that you've given. It would try to do reason, like use LLM, which is its brain, to understand what actions to take next. And then it would act. So it would perceive, reason, and then act. And then also, like in the meanwhile, it will also figure out the tool that it wants to use, right? So it doesn't just follow a fixed path. It perceives what's happening. It reasons about what to do next, and then it acts. And in n8n, all of this happens inside a single node. If you recall from the previous video, I said that every small block in n8n is called node. An AI agent is also one of the node in n8n, which we would use to build our first AI agent in the next video. Now let's talk about what is the difference between a regular automation versus AI agent, when you should pick what and why this matters. So if we talk about comparison, regular automation that we just talked about is pretty fixed. We define every if, we define every else, and every branch. It's fast and predictable in scenarios where you know the course of action. But in a lot of scenarios, you really don't know the flow because flow is pretty dynamic. And that's where AI agent can help you. An AI agent is completely different. It can take up the dynamic flow. On the flow, it would decide what to do based on the context. That's where it would use LLM, its brain, as the logic. That would help it handle exception scenarios, ambiguity. It would adapt to varying input. Your input doesn't need to be fixed. But in regular automation, it has to be fixed and in a defined manner. But to LLM, you can also give like unstructured input or different types of input, right? So same platform, just very different way of thinking. So when you would choose one over the other, if your task is structured and repetitive, stick with regular automation, don't complicate it. But if the task requires judgment, flexibility, or natural language understanding, that's where the AI agent would shine. To give you a very layman example is, think of the AI agent as the brain and your automation as the hand. And when you really combine both of it, that's when the magic happens. Together, you can do a lot of tasks and escalate it to human or to involve other person in the loop whenever required. So for example, think of a scenario which we usually see in almost all sectors, that you got an email, right? Now, you can filter based on the email and respond. So one automation can take care that, if it's a complaint or if it's a grievance, that you can handle through automation. And it's just an example, right? But every person would write a complaint or a grievance or whatever they have to talk in a very different manner. Subject can also be different, right? That's when you can incorporate your automation with agents. It would read the emails or tickets, understand the intent, decide which process to run or which department to escalate. It would handle the exceptions and escalate when the AI is unsure. And over time, it would learn from its outcomes. And this model altogether is commonly referred to as agentic automation, where you're bringing together automation and agents, best of both worlds. So without AI agent, if you do automation, then it would simply be like, if email subject is X, then do Y. But with AI agent, you would read the email, understand the request, decide the correct action, choose the right tool, and then respond back. So, in the next episode, we are going to build our first AI agent in n8n from scratch. So, make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss it. If this was helpful, drop a like and follow along for the next video in which we are going to build an first n8n AI agent from scratch. Thanks for watching the video.